Alright guys, Duels Origins is finally out on the Xbox One and we can get this fucking channel back on the go. In honor of that, I picked up a half dozen beer and I just cracked my first one. And I'm about to show you the first deck that I've built for Magic Duels. So this is the build around card that I started with, is Bounding Crisis, a 3-mana 3/3 with flash, so you can cast it anytime. You could cast it instant. And when it enters the battlefield, you may tap or untap target creature. So it's got a good body for its mana cost. You can cast it at instant speed, and it has an enter the battlefield effect. So what I want to do with it is build a Simic Tempo deck, basically, you know, get down some early creatures, and then bounce your opponent's board and tap it down, and just keep forcing through damage that way. So here's what I came up with, very loose. I mean, this is, we're not going to do proper deck techs and, you know, episodic content yet. This is just about exploring the pool and see what may or may not work, and having a bit of fun with it. So that's how the channel's going to start. You can fully expect me to be back on the daily mode. Sorry for the absence, but I was just fed up with D15 and, you know, the lobbies on Xbox One. A whole bunch of factors. That's all over now. Got up 4:30 this morning. Played this game for 12 hours already today, and I can't wait to play it again. So here we go. We got Fairy Miscreant at 4 copies. It's just a 1/1 flyer for 1. Not terribly exciting. You know, it's basically a Suntail Hawk, which is it's not the greatest thing in the world. But we're playing a tempo game, so it has evasion. And there is minor situational upside. You know, if you draw a second copy, then you can cast it and draw a card. So that's pretty good. Going to play 3 out of 4 copies of Might of the Masses. Basically expecting this thing to get a +2/+2 buff as a baseline, and I think that's acceptable for 1 mana. You know, I mean, obviously if you have 3 creatures, you're getting a giant growth. Any more than that, you're getting extreme value. So I think it's playable. We're playing a tempo deck, so, you know, we're going to be swinging with our guys, and this just basically lets our opponent think he's going to trade. And we may get to kill his dude instead, or we get to force through damage in the air with the Fairy Miscreant or another one of our flyers. So on to the 2-drops. One of the good things about this deck editor, as opposed to last year's, it actually sorts your deck by mana cost and not by color. So it used to take you through one color, up the mana curve, and then back to the next color. This is much nicer. So in the 2-drops, we've got Harbinger of the Tides, but I'm playing this as a 4-drop because, as you see, you can cast it as though it had flash if you pay 2 colorless mana more to cast it. So if you spend 4 mana on it, you can flash it in and get its enter the battlefield effect at instant speed. I mean, you can still cast it at sorcery speed and bounce a dude if you just want to spend 2 mana. It's not a terrible play. But for 4 mana, you know, your opponent can declare his attack, and then you flash this in, bounce one of his attackers, and put a 2/2 in play, and maybe either trade with or kill one of his dudes, or just get an extra body on the board to close out the game next turn. So obviously that's kind of what I'm going for, is the flash, tapping, bouncing, that sort of thing. So we're going to play 4 copies of Welkin Turn at 2 mana as well. 2/1 flyer for 2 mana. It's the evasion and the 2 power for 2 mana here that really sells it for me. 1 toughness, not the greatest. You know, there is Twin Bolt in this meta. So if you have 2 Welkin Turns on the field, you know, your opponent can spend a 2 mana spell and kill them both, which is it's going to be hard to win through that. But I think 2 power in the air is just, for 2 mana, is just a little bit too good to turn down in this type of deck where we want to, you know, get on the board and start forcing through damage and then just disrupt our opponent's board, you know, in the mid to late game. So got all 3 copies of Undercity Troll. I played 3 games with this deck on Twitch earlier today. This guy was the all-star, drew him basically in every game, and he was amazing. You know, he's a 2/2 for 2, but, you know, if you get in and get that combat damage, he becomes a 3/3. And then later on in the game, when you can actually afford to hold up that 3 mana, he's difficult to get rid of. So really good guy. In those 3 games earlier, I never did get to draw this card. I'm still keeping it in here. I think it's got enough upside to keep playing. So we get to run 4 copies of Timberpack Wolf. It's a bear, even though it looks like a wolf. But if you draw a second copy, then they're both 3/3s. And then, you know, I don't ever expect to draw a 3rd copy. I think 1 copy, if you only draw 1, still playable as a 2/2. If you draw the second copy, then all of a sudden you're getting, you know, 6/6 for 4 mana. And the 3rd copy is obviously just ridiculous if you can get it to stick. So this is the most questionable card in the list. I don't even know why it's here. Just want to try it. I do have 8 flyers. It's a 2 mana equipment with an equip cost of 1. So when the creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other creature you control. So kind of what I'm thinking is that there might be a stall on the ground where I've got Timberpack Wolves and Trolls and stuff, and then I've got this 1 flyer where I slap a sigil on it and get to push through for damage in the air. So Very, very theoretical singleton, but I just want to give it a spin. We also have Rogue's Passage in the list, so we can make one creature unblockable and get a nice bonus to it. So we'll see how it plays out. Playing all 4 copies of Disperse. Mostly going to be used just to, bounce opposing creatures. But also, you can hit a flip Planeswalker, any non-land, any enchantment, artifact, whatever. You can't hit a land, obviously, but bounce anything in the game for 2 mana at instant speed, all 4 copies. And Jessie and Thief, she's 1/3 for 3. She has prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I've only got 11 non-creature spells. Stuff like artifacts and enchantments, they do count for triggering prowess. That's not the main reason to play her. The main reason is since we're going to be, bouncing down dudes and tapping down dudes. We're probably going to get to, draw some cards off this gal if we get her on the board. So that's the main reason. And the prowess is just upside. Talked about Krasis already. Really, really good. Flash it in and kill your opponent swings with a 2/2. Flash this guy in, kill it. You can untap a guy and maybe even kill another guy. It's just really good. So continuing on the bounce theme, we got 3 mana, Anchor to the Ether. With target creature on top of its owner's library, scry 1. In this slot, really heavily debated Claustrophobia. I'm going to test Anchor first. Like I said, these builds are very, very rough. But this thing is easier on the mana. Claustrophobia costs 2 blue mana. This only costs 1. It denies them a draw step because it puts the creature on their library, so they have to redraw it instead of drawing a card for turn. It lets you scry 1. The card does have a very small amount of card draw, so a little bit of card selection I think is worth it. And hopefully we're able to kill fast enough. If we're not able to kill fast enough, then I think Claustrophobia is probably going to win. And if we make the swap, it doesn't affect Jessie and Thief since prowess is any non-creature spell. Auras will still trigger it. So, but this is where I'm starting my testing, is with this thing, because I want to like this card in this deck, and we'll see how it goes. And the last card, 2 copies of Separatist Void Mage, 4 mana 2/2, not exciting stats, but for just 1 slot in your deck, you get a bounce spell and a creature spell. So we're going to play 2 copies just to round out the top of the curve and just add a little bit more disruption. So that's where I'm at. So you can see the curve there, 7 1-drops, 18 2-drops, 9 3s, and 2 4s, but 2 of those 2s are the Harbingers. So you can safely, move them over to the 4-drop slot, and it evens out the curve a little bit. So that's that. On to the mana base. Get to play the rare dual lands now. Really, really like these check lands, And what I'm going to do in my aggressive decks to start is I'm going to play 3 tap lands. I'm going to play 2 gates and 1 evolving wilds instead of 3 gates, because this can thin the deck of when you play it. You take 2 lands out of your deck. And in a semi-aggressive deck, that's a little bit of a benefit, but these gates fix for 2 colors, so that's just where I'm starting most of my aggressive decks as a basis for testing. We'll see how the game goes, the meta goes, and all that sort of stuff. And I'm playing 1 Rogue's Passage in here. It lets for 5 mana essentially, because you have to tap this land in addition. Then you get to make a creature unblockable, so it can help you finish out a game. It's good with Jessie and Thief, to draw a card if you want to. It's good with the Sigil. Or even just, to force damage through with Might of the Masses or whatnot. So I think 1 copy's playable on, considering the curve, you really wouldn't want to play 24 lands in a deck like this. So what I'm doing is I'm calling this a spell, and I'm playing 23 lands, and this is my 37th spell. It just happens to tap for mana if I need it to. So yeah, that's the deck. Gonna take it out in the lobbies, call it Simic Tempo. I also built some more. If you were on Twitch today, thanks for stopping by. If not, I built a Grill Ramp deck, Orjav Aura, Dimir Control, Selesnya Aggro. Just played some decks on the stream. So for now, let's find a versus battle. And let's pick our Simic Tempo deck. I'm doing this first because I built it first. Let's go after an opponent. See how it performs. So yeah, expect me in the next couple of weeks to still. To start streaming on Twitch, because I'm thoroughly in a deck testing mode now, not like, hey, here's a finished deck. I mean, those are weeks away. Most of the people we're going to play against here today are going to have incomplete collections. I bought all the cards, obviously, because I have a YouTube channel. And I play the game a lot, so, I mean, that just makes sense for me to buy them. Cost me $65, but that's it. It's a one-time shot, and all the gold I make from here on out is it's just going to pay for Battle for Zendikar when that drops. So I may never spend another dime on this game again, so it's pretty good value. Playing against this guy on that background. The way you pick your deck boxes in this game, you pick an avatar and a background, and then it gives you this little cinematic of what your opponent's deck box is. It's pretty neat. You know, they took away my elephant, which pisses me off. But I won't rant on about that right now. It's Friday night. I got a beer in hand. I'm playing a new game of Magic, and I'm excited about that. So I'm rank 12, and Scaly is rank 2. But like I say, I gained all those ranks on Twitch earlier today. So we only have 1 mana here. Lots of good cards. Only have 1 mana here. Lots of good cards. 2 mana into Troll. As far as a 6 mana hand go, or a 6 land hand, or a 6 card hand. Holy fuck, man. As far as a 6 card hand, it's as good as it's going to get, so we're going to keep it. Our opponent's playing red. He's mulligan 5. Do we get that 3rd land? We do not. And we have both of our Void Mages already. This is great. Alright, so we're just going to put the Force in play. Hold priority, function from the previous games where you actually had to press Y to pass through your main phases, is gone. Our opponent's playing Gruul and drops a Piker. So I expect to see a lot of these, you know, because I think it's one of the basic cards that everybody has access to in the early stages of the game. Still no 3rd land. We're going to put out this Undercity Troll here. So yeah, he has Renown, as you can see by the Laurel Leaf there, and if he deals combat damage to the other dude, he gets a +1/+1 counter. This guy also has Regenerate for 3 mana, so he's pretty good. But now we have no more castable spells in hand, and Fiery Impulse is going to take quick work of that. He's going to follow up with a Sunblade Elf in red-green. I can only assume he's playing white because Sunblade requires the planes to get the +2 or +1/+1 and become 2/2. So he must be playing Naya. But with no castable spell in hand, I'm not very happy right now. And Sigil of Valor. Yeah. Alright, well that's extremely terrible since, you know, playing 24 land in here. Yeah, let's see if he drops the planes on us now. No, it's forced. He's down to 1 card. I guess we have hope. But, you know, certainly... he's just going to wild size. Obviously, I think drawing a card is pretty important to him since he mulliganed down that far. So that's obviously why he went for that. Which I can understand that. If he's doing it just for 2 damage, no thank you. But to draw a card is fine. Let's see if we get that 3rd land. No, we do not. We did pick up a Disperse. I guess that buys us some time. You know, 18 2-drops in the deck. Yeah, 5 of them are non-creatures. But, and Harbinger requires 2 blue, which I have in my hand. But I can't cast. So here they come. I'm not going to disperse yet. He's going to wild size. Now I'm going to disperse. Where's he going? Yeah, now we're going to disperse that so he doesn't get the card draw or the damage. He can still recast the elf though, so he made a good move by wild sizing there. Because he doesn't get to lose his board position. He gets to put it right back. Really need to get that Jesse and Thief on board. I mean, our opponent's out of cards. We're not in that bad a shape. I just need to cast a spell. Even just give me a 2-drop, man. All right, we'll take a Timberback Wolf. I'll trade that. I'll trade that with the Piker just to buy me some time. No, absolutely. Actually, I may not do it quite this turn. We'll see. Let's see what he draws. But could use a land game, and I've only got 3 tap lands in my whole deck. Evolving Wilds and 2 Gates. You watch me. Question is now, did he pick up a pump spell? Or something of the like? I'm just going to take 2 for now. I think on 11 I can afford it. I think I can afford it right now. Here comes a Kurd Chieftain. That's a 4/4. That's a big dude. And there's the land. Okay. Do I anchor here? I get to scry 1. So I can just put down a Thief, but he's got a 4/4 coming at me and I'm on 9 life. You know, so I can deny him a draw step and scry 1. So I'm wondering, you know, would Claustrophobia be better here? So if I just put Claustrophobia on this fucking thing, that's it. It's essentially gone. He could still activate the ability, though. But for now, I'm going to have to anchor here, unfortunately. And let's see what we get on top. It is a Welkin turn. Honestly, I need a land. Void Mage, Separatist Void Mage would be good right now. Welkin turn is not what I need right now. And I'm not going to be attacking, because it's going to keep his 1/1 back. And depend, you know, I may need to trade with that 2/1. Not on this turn. Use a land. Definitely not trading with that Kurd Chieftain on board. Nope. Down to 7. Land off the top. Untapped. No, a thief. Well then. Having a hard time with the mana here. So the only, he can attack with his Cur Chieftain now, and he can pump it up +2/+2. Give it trample. He can give that to any creature. He's gonna do it, pre-combat. Which is fine. Let's go down to 1. I'll go down to 1. I mean, I can kill that. Down to 1 we go. So it's not looking good. Definitely not looking good. Picked up a welcome turn. So now we are we dead? I guess if he doesn't block the Jessian Thief and I draw a land, I can Void Mage. He doesn't. He gives me the card. Give me an untapped land. Disperse. Disperse I can live with. The equip cost on this is only 1. So I'm going to put that here and make sure I leave my blue mana open. Got the Disperse. We're going to keep that up. Presumably he's going to tap down his Cur Chieftain's ability pre-combat and signal it. He's going to play a Rootbound Crags at 6 mana here. So the Cur Chieftain is going to tap. What's he targeting? Itself? Or the elf? And wait till it resolves. Yeah, he's made it a 6/6, so now we just get to bounce it up. So that was a bad play on his part to do all that sort of stuff main phase. So he's really handing me the game here. We picked up a Fairy Miscreant. Fuck, man, give me a 4th land. Like, how deep am I? 16 cards? Well, so we got the Sigil of Valor. I'm going to put another Jessian Thief on the board. I can't cast a turn and a Miscreant in the same turn, so I'm just going to put a Thief down. And I'm going to do a pre-combat so I get an extra Sigil of Valor point. I mean, I'm on 1 life. He's got to have a Twin Bolt or something just to kill me eventually. I'll see how I get out of this. He's let me have the card again. I'll take any land now, tapped or not. Rogue's Passage, taps for mana. Whatever. Whatever. Alright, so he's got that Cur Chieftain in his hand and 2 other cards. So here he comes. Would like a 2nd blue source to be able to cast this Harbinger. I mean, I've got 13 blue sources plus the Evolving Wilds. So he didn't cast anything. No, we got a 2nd Timberpack Wolf, and we have 4 mana. So I think this is where we start going separate as Void Mage. And bouncing that up. Absolutely do. I'm not going to attack with the Timberpack Wolf. I just want to be extra cautious here. And just attack with 2 Thieves. He's giving me 2 cards. He really likes that Sunblade Elf in his red-green deck. I don't know if he's got any elf synergies or not. I could have got through more damage if I'd attacked just with the Sigil of Valor, but I got 2 cards this way. So now I'm on 5 mana. I got 2 blockers. Got a Cur Chieftain and 3 other cards. I know I'm going to die to a burn spell. I mean, I know I am. Ravaging Blaze or something. Like I said, Twin Bolt. One side of a Twin Bolt kills me. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's all you can do. Oh, fuck. Starting to stabilize, but he just got me too low. Just got me too low. Perhaps I should have chump blocked that Cur Chieftain, instead of going down to 1. So that's possibly something that I should have done. So yeah, okay, first game of the deck. Let's try it again. Not the first game of the deck, first game of the deck on YouTube. Let's find somebody else. Hopefully we can get off to a little bit better start this time instead of getting stuck on 2 mana and not being able to do anything. And drawing, Three of our 4/4 drops. I'm counting Harbinger of the Tides there. So let's see, we have this crazy lady. And some type of, I don't know if that's a cemetery background or, I don't know. Some type of marshy woodland. Looks very Golgari-ish. Probably playing against an elf deck. If people like to, you know, theme their deck boxes and their backgrounds, then that's probably what we're going to see. Alright, so let's see. Sonny Bean, 75. Let's see what we draw this time. 5 mana. I don't want to play Harbinger on 2 and Disperse. I do not want to keep a 5 land hand. Well, 5 land is better than none. Can't play a 1 land hand. Can't play a 1 land hand. 2 land, Disperse, down to 4. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, I'll do this. Hide my second color, since Hinterland Harbor will come in untapped. You know, if I just play that now and the Forest, the only functional difference would be that he knows I'm playing blue on the first turn. Very minor, but I don't know what I'm going to do here. So there's a Foundry Street, playing against a Goblin deck. I mean, I'm playing 24 lands and 18 2-drops, like I said. And 7 1-drops. So I'm not really sure why the deck isn't seeming to want to give me any cards, but I guess it's my return to YouTube, and it just wants to show me how bad I am. So there you go. Let's see. We're looking at a red-black deck. Question is, do I trade off at this stage of the game? He might just twin bolt it and go to the face. You know. But we'll see. I don't think I trade yet, because if I draw another one, I can draw a card. So still on 20. He's playing a Gurmag Swiftwing. It's a 1/2 flying first strike haste. So he's not offering to trade anyway, and he's just going to get in for 1. See, I'd like to get the Thief into play. But I'm not going to hold my breath on drawing a 3rd land after what happened last game. So an Undercity Troll, I guess that's good. I'm going to put that down. And we'll swing in the air. Should have swung first. I'm not planning on blocking that Swiftwing anytime soon, so might as well swing ourselves. This is bad though. I basically got nothing going on. Mulligan to 4, pretty rough. Let's see what's coming out of the. Hey, it's not a 60-card deck. He's playing a fat stack. He's got 4 plus 6, 10. He's got 74 cards. Yeah, 74 cards already. People just they're unlocking cards. They're like, hey, that's cool, and they just keep adding them. Trim it down, guys. Trim it down. What are we looking at? Sigil of Valor. It looks pretty good on a Swiftwing, I suppose, since he's got first strike and flying and all that. Can't equip it this turn. He can still attack me for 1 in the air, though. If he so chooses. He does not. So now we pick up a Timberpack Wolf. Yeah, lots of 2-drops. Which is how I want it to function, but still expect, you know, in a 24-land deck to be able to hit 3 mana in a timely fashion. I do. So I'm going to attack with the Undercity Troll here, see if he double blocks. He's just going to single block? Okay, so he's going to double block. Alright, and then I can get that Swiftwing off the table by bouncing the Goblin. So his Flyer's out of the picture. And he's got a Goblin in his hand, which is fine by me. Hate to spend a Disperse there, but what the fuck are you gonna do? And it looks like he's stuck on 2 mana as well. I guess I got that going for me. Alright, Goblin Arsonist. Yeah, we knew that was coming. Does not appear to be another land. Actually, no, we bounced a Foundry Street Denizen. He's putting down the Arsonist so that he can block and kill this thing. And he's putting a sigil on it. That only works when he's attacking, so we don't have to worry about that as far as attacking goes. But if you got nothing else to do with your mana, why the hell not? So we picked up Might of the Masses. Now the question is, do I want to use that? I guess I will. I mean, I can cast a Timber Pack, but then I can only attack for one this turn. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the Timber Pack on the board. You know, I could swing into him and then he aims the point of damage at my troll, and then I Might of the Masses in response. But I think I'll just build a board here first. You know, my life total's safe, so we'll go with the 2/2 here. Yeah, should have kept the 5-lander, I guess. I mean, but Harbinger of the Tides and Disperse as the other 2 cards is not the type of hand you want to be keeping. So this deck is not showing up for me here tonight. Alright, so he can swing here now and get a +1/+1 bonus, which I'm totally fine with. Absolutely, I'll take that all day long. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the bright side is he's stuck on 2 mana as well. That's really the only thing saving me here. There's a 3rd land. There we go. So let's bring everybody. So if he doesn't block the troll, then the troll is going to get +1/+1, which I like. I like that. And I'm going to put down a Jesse and Thief, which is a nice blocker. So he's just taking it all. Got the Renown trigger. After he watches damage effects, get in the settings, buddy. Turn those off. So here we go. We play Jesse and Thief. Gonna let down the Might of the Masses shield, but you know, we got 4 dudes on board. I think our board is doing pretty good here right now. All right, he hit his 3rd land as well. And here comes Child of Night. That doesn't bother me. Unless he, you know, suits it up with some armor or something. But for now, 2/1 lifelink I can deal with. His Arsonist, though, if he attacks with it, is going to be a 3/3, and I'm going to take it. Because that's what he does. He does not. Alright. So I've got this Might of the Masses, which is a +4/+4 buff. And I'm going to play this land pre-combat, because that also gives me regeneration on my troll. And Might of the Masses. So let's do that. And let's just bring a team, see how he blocks. And we'll most likely cast our pump spell in response to this somehow. What are your blocks, my friend? Show me. So he's going Child on Wolf. I don't mind that trade. He's going Arsonist there. Excuse me. Which, I don't know what he's going to do with that other point of damage. So, I mean, do I Might here? I don't know what the other card in his hand is. It could be a Fiery Impulse or something. You know, Might of the Masses is not going to win me the game here. I'm fine trading the Wolf for the Child of Night, and I think I'm fine otherwise. So, fine with that trade. I get to draw a card off the Jesse and Thief. So let's see where he puts that point of damage. Probably on the Miscreant? Yeah, puts it on the Miscreant again. I'm drawing a card off the Thief. I think I'm fine with that. Yeah. We picked up another Might of the Masses. Okay. So with the Prowess, might be able to do a little work here. Should have seen that Goblin Arsonist point of damage coming though. I should have just mighted the flyer, pushed 4 through in the air, and saved it. Child of Night. Infernal Fist. Where's that going? On the lifelinker? Yeah, put that on the lifelinker. I don't think he's going to attack with that 1/1. Got a feeling. And a Hinterland Harbor. No harm in it, I suppose. Let's attack here. He doesn't have any mana to sacrifice his Infernal Fist this turn. Doesn't look like he's blocking. So, that's good for 2, that's good for 4, plus 2 prowess triggers is 6, plus the 4 I got on board is 10. So I'm just going to save him and see what we draw here. Separatist Void Mage, okay, perfect. Bounce stack, get rid of the fist, put a 2/2 in play. Still got Might of the Masses open. Alright, this one turned around. Five mana. Yeah, Thief is really good here. Really good card in this deck. Obviously this guy's good. But I should, I'm pissed off at myself for letting that Welkin turn die. I should have just pushed through the damage in here. Looking at a 5/4 Nightfire Giant. But this is a giant growth right now, so. And at our 6th land, let's just bring everybody. See how he blocks. He's going to block the Void Mage. That's it. So, this is good for 3 and 3. He's tapped out. I don't even know if we need both because of the prowess triggers. He's paused the timer. He's tapped out. I think he realizes that we get another prowess trigger. And then another giant growth, so we're hitting for 12. And there we go. Okay, so we managed to do that one. Another 20 gold, gain that rank back. I mean, we're at 32 minutes here now, but I'm going to keep going. You know why? Because it's the first time I've done an episode in a long time. I'm just in the mood to play Magic. And the deck, obviously I haven't drawn very well, so... Oops. I'm sure I just hit versus battle. There we go. I do not want to use Selesnya aggro. I want to use Simic Tempo for a 3rd game. Try to find a guy. And while that's going on to beer number 2. Kids are gone out tonight, which is good, over to Nanny and Poppy's house. Yes, I'm sure nobody will mind an hour episode on the first day of a new game. I know I don't. I know I don't. Just glad to be back enjoying Magic again. Couldn't wait to get up this morning. Play the game when it came out. Turns out when I got up this morning, I found out it came out late last night. I could have been up all night playing it. But I got up so early in the morning, I guess there's no real difference there. And I got a few deck ideas floating around in my head. I'm interested to see what other content creators are going to put out, what Legend's going to do, what Mobius is going to do. Nighthawk and other people like that. So let's see. Headcase is back online if anybody watches him. 5 lander. But no tap lands. And we got Miscreant into Troll on the play. So that's a 5 lander I'm going to keep. That's very jarring when you press keep that your cards disappear and then come back. It always makes me, for a second guess myself. Did I just press mulligan? But anyway, there's the 1/1 flyer on turn 1 on the play, and we've got a 2-drop. Hopefully, do not draw land off the top. 5 lander. See if the Stainless Shuffle, as Mobius calls it, is in full effect. was talking to him on Twitter earlier, and he actually kept a 5-lander, and his first 5 draws were non-land. And look, we got a Bounding Crisis. So we got a 3-drop to go after our 2-drop. This is unheard of. This is unparalleled. On stream earlier today, I did keep a 5-lander, and as Nighthawk, you know, so eloquently put it, land off the top. I did pull land off the top. But anyway, let's get the Undercity Troll out, and we'll have the Crisis up next turn. Okay, this one's looking better, you know, on the play and curving out. Obviously, that's where you want to be. The mark of a good deck is one that does that consistently. I mean, judging based on the mana curve and the amount of lands I have, I feel like my deck should be doing that. So he's only got 1 mana up, and I made a huge mistake by not playing my land, because now I don't have to regenerate mana. If he has Fiery Impulse, then my Undercity Troll is dead. That's a huge mistake not to put that up there. Luckily it didn't matter, but that was a pretty big mistake to let him have a 1-mana card to deal with my 2-mana guy when I could have prevented it. So now we've got Crisis up. And if he plays something, we'll probably just tap it down. He's playing a Corpse Hauler, which is a 2/1, and he gets to sack it, pay 3 mana, and get another creature from his graveyard to his hand. Not a card I'm particularly fond of. But again, you know, we're going to have a lot of people with incomplete collections, so we're going to flash into Crisis. We're going to target his dude. And we're going to tap it down. So that way we get to get in for a 7 here. And we picked up a Disperse, which is good. So we get to play out our Troll and hold up a Disperse. This is what the deck wants to do. Let's curve out like that. So anyway, do I play another Troll? I don't think that I do, since, you know, he's playing black and Languish is so very obviously a thing. I don't think I play another Troll here, honestly. I'll just keep up the Disperse and the Regenerate. I can't do both, but I may want to do one or the other, so I don't think now's the time to play to the board. He's on 4 mana. Regenerate won't work against Languish, since it's not a destroy effect. It's just -4, -4. And if he does Languish, I may Disperse my own Crisis, just to get it back. So let's see. He's down to 9 already. And he's got a Piker, and he's going to tap out for a Juggernaut. I doubt he attacks here. He shouldn't. He shouldn't. And he doesn't, so on his end step I'm going to bounce that though. And I'm going to smack him for another ton here. Harbinger of the Tides. Okay, that's good. Let's just come at him again. He can't block our flyer, and he's going to die if he blocks either one of our other guys. Which is what's going to happen, so that kind of leads me to believe that he may have mass removal. Either that, or, you know, maybe he just doesn't want to go down to 2. Which is obviously reasonable. So, with him on 5, still not going to play to the board with the Troll. I do have the Harbinger that I can flash in. You know, I don't need to bounce it in there. I can just flash it in, and that can just put me over the top to kill him, so. We shall see. See what the black-red deck is doing on 5 mana. It is a Nightfire Giant. That's not going to do the trick. Because I can flash in a 2/2 and I can kill you. Breathe. Alright. Well, you know, I mean, that's just me not being used to the whole priority being gone and went straight from main to end step. That's my own fucking fault. So, we'll keep this. Fucking Jesus Christ. Alright. I mean, that's just totally on me. 100% my fault. So if he blocks, we'll regen. He does. Oh my. Alright. I mean, I could have played Harbinger there at sorcery speed, but I don't think I need to at this point. He's got the timer paused. Fuck, I mean, I won that game, you know. Should have won that game. All I had to do was flash in that Harbinger of the Tides, and then I would have had lethal because he was tapped out. But now I've given him a chance to come back in the game like a fool. But that's it. I got to pay attention to make sure that I hit that X button when it goes straight to end step. All right, what's he got for us on 6 mana? I said, what's he got for us on 6 mana? It is a Rise from the Grave. He's going to spend 5 mana. I assume he gets his Nightfire Giant back, although he cancels it. I guess he picked the wrong graveyard. Although, yeah, it should default to his. They took out the functionality where you can press the back button to view the graveyard, so I gotta do this manual thing to see what he's up to. But yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be Nightfire. So there you go. He's got his 4/3 back. But I got lethal on the board, as long as he doesn't have a removal spell for what I'm up to. So let's just swing at him with everything. He blocks one guy and his force still comes through. So let's see if he's got a spell or an effect of some kind. Nope, okay, so lucky, you know, we actually curved out that time. The deck did what I wanted to do. I fucked up a couple of times because I should have played the mana to hold up regeneration on Undercity Troll before I attacked in case he had, you know, the Fiery Impulse, and then that fucking misplay where I didn't manage to flash in the Harbinger of the Tides on time, just because I wasn't paying close enough attention to where the steps and phases were. But either way, Simic Tempo, I think it's a bit of fun. You know, I think it's, you know, there really is no metagame at this point, but I think with the amount of bounce and the 2-drops, we can form a fairly aggressive deck there. I don't know if it's going to ever be part of the meta or not, but Bounty Crisis, I think, says that type of deck, you know, they want you to at least try it. So I think that, you know, that list of 60 I got is obviously very rough, and, you know, didn't play it up to the capacity that I should be able to. But I just got to get a bit of practice with it, and let me know what you think in the comments of the deck. And for anyone who's wondering where I've been, I'm back now. Magic Origins, daily videos, new decks, all the time. It's good to be back. Thanks for watching.